What's up, everyone? Studfit here for another episode of The Rundown. And like always, the new normal. Tabor, thank you for joining us.
Hey, glad to be here, Studfit. We've got a lot of things to talk about with Frost Tour, or maybe a lot of things not to talk about. We'll just have to see how it goes, but excited to be here for another episode. And let's get started.
Yeah, welcome to the best tour ever. Right? No, this is a filler tour. This is literally the most filler of filler tours you've ever seen. So there is some shakeup because we are moving from the era of city tours galore to a non city, no cities to be seen here in this tour. So it's interesting to see how things impact the top 10. But as always, I like to talk a little bit about why the rundown exists. Almost nearly a year ago, I started looking for the same information every single time a tour was released because I wanted to be able to have an advantage against anyone else I was playing against when it came to allocating tickets, rubies, coins. And so I wanted to understand all these things. I started putting it together, and the audience was there. Now we're up to somewhere, I think, 1.1 thousand subscribers. It's weird, you know, we have so many people watching, 3,000, 4,000 viewers every single time, every single episode. So if you haven't subscribed, please do so. And as always, just take 1 second, click that like button, smash that like button, as they said, the other more notable YouTubers like to say. But I'm just so privileged to have the opportunity to spend every now week with you with Kart Talk, and I'm just so excited. I will say we have a number of people that allow this to be able to happen, so I have to give some major thanks to our members. We've been busting at the seams. We now have so many awesome supporters. I have to shout out our super studs because we have doubled the super studs just since our podcast last week. So Gowling Zhao, Nat, Jeeves 2424, these guys were there and have been massive supporters since day one. We have some awesome new super stud members. Jumbo 88, obviously you've seen him around the community. He's a big supporter of what we're doing here, and appreciate that, John Boy. Big Smith, a new super stud member out here in the United States. Fun-loving guy. I'm excited to get to know him. And then Austin Karts, he has been loving the Discord. He just said, I'm just having so much fun with this community. You know, between the multiplayer Mondays and we even have a fantasy football coming up. So I think he's excited about that, living in Australia. So just super excited and so thankful for those people. Please, if you see them around any type of server, just thank them for their support. They keep this going. They're the ones that have spawned the podcast, and so excited there. Have a lot of other phenomenal members, all our stud members there you see there, and our non-duds. I do have to give a special thank out to Puffton. She's starting her new big job here, big grown girl. We're just so privileged. She's the one that set up the server. She's the one that helped launch these memberships. Huge thank you. I'm glad we were able to use your benefit before your fall starts to get swamped with school and grading and all that fun stuff. So thank you to everyone on this page. We're so privileged to be able to do this with you guys. So I never want to breeze through that because I'm so thankful. That keeps us going. We've been putting this together for a long period of time. It takes a lot of work, and especially on Tabor's end. So thank you, Tabor. We'll jump right into the week one pipe, which...
Hey, before we do that, I want to give you a shout out because again, I think that sometimes we kind of forget about the person behind the scenes who does all this, and I did a little bit of detective work on you. I didn't tell you this before, but on your YouTube channel, obviously you've been around. It looks like you started in July of last year, and you've done some different videos. I know you used to do Strat of the Week, which was really helpful for a while, and you did the rundown and started this and started off Kart Talk as well. But I don't know if you realize this, but not only do you have 1,100 subscribers, but you've recently just got the 100,000th view on a video of your channel. You just passed the 100,000 mark, so you've had over 100,000 different, not different people, but 100,000 views of all of your videos. So that's a huge.
It's probably like this. I appreciate that, Tabor. Thank you very much. Probably the same like 10 people watching the video over and over and over again. But
well, I mean, you pay me to click refresh multiple times, so that's obviously helping.
This is true. This is true. Well, hey Tabor, I appreciate that. Sure. I should have known that somebody was keeping track of these numbers behind the scene. And of course, that would be you. But you know, I think this is a good time on this kind of tour to be able to just say how thankful I am for everyone who's been watching. This has been fun. This has been a nice little, I don't know, experience. I'm still kind of, you know, blown away that I have a YouTube channel and people actually like listening to me talk about a cartoon go-kart. But ultimately, we're just so thankful for the community. There's, especially during this period of time with COVID and everything, and especially with this upcoming Delta, I'm just so thankful for the community. You know, even talking to like Nat, who's in Thailand, and you know, they're not having the same healthcare experience we are here in the United States, and we're just so thankful for so many different things. I'm just so thankful for people, for this community, for our health, for the roof over my head. So I sincerely do thank you all for keeping in track and getting excited about this stuff. I have, in case you're wondering about the stat of the week, I started doing that, and it took actually a lot of work just because I would have to screen record, and then I was having some issues with the screen recording. I think there was too much, the file size or something like that on my phone. But then I only had, I think, something like 500 or 600 views versus, you know, these rundowns, you know, and the podcast took off where we're talking about 3,000 or 4,000 views. So I just decided, you know, that to be able to kind of step back from that a little bit. Who knows? We might see it in the future. But if you have an idea, if you have something, if you'd like to see it come back, please let me know. I'm always open to hearing what the people want. All right, back to this best tour ever. This Frost tour, this awkward, immediately following a summer tour. Even Lakitu is still wearing his bathing suit in this Frost tour. What is going on? I'm not entirely sure. I think, you know, and Tabor, you and I hadn't really talked about this. I'm not sure why exactly. I wonder if it's just to introduce some items now that will come. Between this and last tour, we remember how we talked about some of these items getting so many cities right away, and maybe because we have a couple tours where we won't get cities. I wonder if like they're releasing these winter items now so that they can kind of go through the natural buffing process before the winter. It's just such a weird timing. I don't know if you have any hypothesis behind that. What are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, in reality, they only released 2 items this tour. So, I mean, all these other ones have had time to get buffed. All the penguin items and the different things have been around for a while and have been buffed for a while. We do have some interesting situation where these, other than Penguin Mario, the other 2 have only been available as like a small pack that was available. And so other than that, you know, you haven't had a chance, unless you spent money, you haven't had a chance to get either of these items. So it's nice, finally available in a pipe, and you can get that, but they've been buffed for a while. So I don't know, you know, I was looking back on some of the earlier tours where we had some pretty lackluster tours, especially that Bowser versus DK tour that we all kind of cringe about. I know some other people that have mentioned that they actually liked that tour because of some things that happened that were great for them, but overall in that tour, I know a lot of us kind of cringed on that, but it really wasn't too far after that some bigger tours came up. So I kind of have a theory that, you know, they give us this quote filler tour, but it's all about your mentality, whether you think it's filler or not. Just play the game, you know, do what you can. You can't change anything, so just enjoy what you have. But, you know, we're hoping that, you know, in the near future, even though this is tour number 50 and we feel like it's a big deal, you know, Nintendo, it's just whatever, it's just another tour. But we do know around 52 or 53 or even 54 or whenever they decide to do it, we're going to have a second anniversary tour coming up. So I'm just a believer that they are putting this out here to kind of appease us for now, and then they're going back to work on this big thing that's coming up. Again, I have high hopes and expectations. Maybe it's going to catch, maybe it's not. But we do have the 2-year anniversary coming up. We also have this September update, whatever that may contain. So we've got a couple big opportunities for Nintendo to show us some possible, you know, new and improvement or some big things coming our way.
Yeah, I think just like everything in life, it's all about expectations. Once we saw Mario Penguin, we were like, oh gosh, like what? So I think we all and we knew we were coming off of this summer celebration. I think we knew that this tour was going to be lackluster, and honestly, we woke up to a surprise of free 45 rubies for what seemingly is an issue we had no problem with whatsoever. So I think.
Well, and let's not forget Team Peach. Team Peach, go Team Peach. That's right. Yeah, I see how you just ignore that.
No, yeah, I mean Team Peach won whatever that was. I don't know what this token bonus stuff. To be honest with you, I lost track of it, but it did make it close, I guess. I don't know what that means, but congratulations, Tabor. Well earned. 15 rupees.
Was it though? No, I think I had a theory going into this that whoever was going to be behind on that last day was going to end up winning, because they were going to get the bonus, and that's going to boost them up, because it was almost back and forth the entire time. So whoever was behind was just going to get the edge.
I do remember that I was on Team Mario, and I did see a bonus time on Tuesday. I think it's because that's when his scheduled bonus time was, or something like that. So I don't know, man. Congratulations. I think that was the first one I lost, and I have no problem losing that one. It was, I think I just wanted the tokens to go away. So then to wake up to green tokens, I was like, oh my god, I don't want to see any more tokens ever again. I'm like grinding the tokens out of my way so I can start to see those red coins again. But anyway, we do, So with that being said, I think we were coming in with low expectations. We got these 45 rubies. All of a sudden, everyone's like, man, this is a relaxing tour, a saving tour, a peaceful tour, a tour where I don't have to think about, pulling on that many pipes. I can just save my rubies, get my runs in, get off, enjoy some life that I was neglecting during the summer celebration. But yeah, this week one pipe, it's a week one pipe. Unless you really like penguins, I think you should avoid this pack, or that pipe specifically. As for the new items this tour, we only have two. One in that week one pipe, and one in the commemorative pack. I had you do some research. So Tabor, tell me a little bit about is this normal? Is this low? We can obviously we've never seen, as far as I can remember, only two new items. So what's kind of par for the course?
Yeah, so I kind of, just before this video, I ran a little bit of numbers that Studfit wanted me to do, and it looks like during the year 2020, we averaged, now I want you to keep in mind that a lot of supers were released during the year 2020, all of the bros were released, a lot of the birdos were released, the different color Yoshis, a number of them, not all of them were released. So we had a lot of supers that were involved, plus all the different carts and a few, I don't know if we had any gliders, but a few carts here and there that were on there. But during the year 2020, we averaged about 7 new items per tour during the entire year. Compare that to the year 2021 so far. We're about 17 tours in, I think, 16 or 17 tours in for the year 2021. We're averaging about 4.5 new items per tour. So we only got 2, so that obviously hurt the average here, but we are getting less new items. I'm perfectly fine with that. I think we're already saturated with new items. I think we're up to 425 now or something like that in terms of carts and gliders and drivers and everything. But yeah, this is very low. I don't know if we've ever had only 2 new items being released. I know during one of the tours, I think it was the Bowser versus DK tour, we didn't have any new drivers released. But then we did have some carts and some gliders, the Inferno Flyer, the Ramby Runner and everything. Those were released there, but we didn't have any new drivers. So this is the first time I think we've ever only had 2, and really only one of them is not a guaranteed. If you decide to spend money, you can get Ice Dozer, and you're good. You've got one of the items. But Penguin Mario is really the only one that has a risk involved in terms of trying to pull on a pipe.
Yeah, I will say, we've seen some situations where these what seems to be random carts are very valuable, and they happen to be in 100 pipe that no one pulled on. You know, my thought is like this Black Turbo Birdo or something like that, and there's no card or glider that's, you know, going to casually stream up to the top that's in Mario's pipe there. I will say, from my perspective, as I'm investing in things, I'm running into the ceiling of level 7 again, and just the same way we were running into level 6.
Some of us were.
So yeah, some of us were, Tabor. But I would say the safest investments for me and running into that ceiling is to put tickets into these commemorative items. From that perspective, there's a lot of these items that haven't been in pipes ever again. But you know, from that perspective, we now have, as you can see in that week 1 pipe, we do have some items that were in non-Ruby commemorative item packs before. So it's interesting. I wonder if that'll be a trend that they continue. We might see, you know, who knows, Happy Ride in a pack. We might see, you know, this Sunset Balloon cart that was a commemorative item and stuff like that we haven't seen traditionally, that have been kind of these safe investments. I wonder if those will be in pipes in the future. I'll tell you one thing you won't get is any new drivers that are in the non-spotlights. You'll have obviously next week's spotlights in there. Same with the carts, but there is a little controversy. We have a glider that, from looking at some of the information released by Nintendo, is a part of all clear pipe contents. That's the Manta glider. But it's also next week's spotlight, so there was some confusion. But Tabor, that's been pretty cleared up. I think Puffy helped us out with that, right?
Yeah, Puff Time helped clear this up because I didn't think it was. I knew it was a spotlight in week 2, and so I was like, "Are you sure it's going to be a permanent high end? Because what's your proof?" I mean, I think it's just a spotlight, and that's why it's in the week 1 pipe. And so we weren't sure, and then Puff Time kind of came to the rescue and showed me, because I was unaware. But if you go into the news section of the app and you scroll all the way down to where it talks about the Gold Pass, if you go into there, the Gold Pass, they'll talk about how you'll get rewarded for consistently having Gold Pass, and every 3 months you'll get to actually pull on a gold pipe to kind of give you an incentive to stick with the Gold Pass. Because I think they had a lot of people coming in for 2 weeks and then leaving, and then coming back in when they saw something good in the rewards and then leaving, and so they wanted something more consistent, so that's why they did this. But anyway, in that news section, it actually gives you a little link to click on, and if you click on that, it will show you the actual breakdown of the pipe contents and the percentage chance of actually pulling that. And Manta Glider is involved in that gold pipe contents, so that means it's also involved in the all clear pipe. That means it's also involved in the today's challenge pipe. So so it is going to be a guaranteed high end at this point.
Yeah, I got that pipe already for Gold Pass, and it caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting it. But now that is permanently in the pipe, which is nice to see. It's obviously in this pipe as well. With those items we've talked about, there's this is, you know, not that bad of a pipe. I think everyone is saving and hoarding all the rubies they possibly can in anticipation for the anniversary. But there are some interesting items here for what it's worth. I know I'm pretty excited about the cacti. I won't be pulling this pipe, but the cacti, it's got a really awesome hitbox. It's really, really wide, and I'm a big fan of looking at that information. And it's got some great tracks. It hasn't hit our top 10 or anything like that, but I think when all things equal with carts, I'm always going to pick the wider cart. It's a pretty wide one there, and it's really, really useful for all cup ranking. And then Penguin Todd, he's surprisingly useful. I watched Carlos's stream. Carlos's 85 is now going for the top 10, maybe even top 1 for all cup ranking. I think he took Penguin Toad all the way up to level 7, at least single uncapped. He might have even double uncapped. I don't know, but you know, I think from that strategy, he's got a lot of usefulness in this tour. For his skill is not great, but when you're talking about coverage, he's got it all. He's especially if you've had him, you've seen him in ranked quite a lot. But Tabor, I think you kind of were excited about one of these. Which one was it? I think it was one of the other card I didn't mention.
Yeah, the Black Penguin glider, excuse me, the Black Penguin slider is really been improving over the last few tours, and I think that there's some potential value there. Now, who knows? Because this is just all about penguins. If there's any kind of penguin item out there, it's gonna get increased in value because it's being used a lot. And so who knows what's going to happen after this if it, you know, once Nintendo realizes it's not actually winter in the northern hemisphere, then they might decide to go back into some sort of late summer or fall mode. But I think that a lot of these are kind of a winter theme, as well as the you know, the Ice Dozer and Penguin Mario. So I kind of see them obviously continuing to get buffed during the late summer, early fall, probably fall off the charts for a little bit, but then have a resurgence once the winter comes again, because I think that a lot of those kind of get reintroduced, and we'll probably see some value. One thing I do want to say about Penguin Mario back on pipe 1, first off, that pipe, when I kind of rank it on my chart, it's crazy low. We've had 135 pipes in this game, and I think it's like at 119, so it's like not very valuable. But that right there is probably the reason why I could easily see Penguin Mario getting all kinds of value, all kinds of buff, because Nintendo likes to find the items that are in a very obscure pipe that not very many people pull on, because it has low odds and not a great value from up front, and then they just go crazy on them. So they could easily do that with Penguin Mario. Should you pull? Probably not still, but just keep that in mind as we proceed in this game, that I could see Penguin Mario getting elevated. Now, his skill is really going to hold him back because Ice Flower is awful, but I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen? But it's exciting. Both these pipes have some interesting twists with how they presented it, and it'll be interesting to see what comes next. And I know we've got another pipe coming up here pretty soon that Studfit's going to talk about.
Yeah, I can't argue with anything you just mentioned. It is interesting how Nintendo does like to throw these obscure items into like a frustrating, another top shelf with all these, you know, weird. But it's not going to be neither of those pipes I'm going to pull on. In fact, this pipe, I'm debating if I'm even going to pull on. I'm just not a big fan of any of these items. I just from pulling on some stuff and whatnot. I have Party Time Todd at level 7, and I have SNES Mario at level 7. I don't have some of these Rose ladies, these Fire ladies, but I mean, I'm perfectly fine with not having them. I know both of them have been ranked a number of times over the last 6 months, but I've never. I think Nintendo does this to a certain extent, where they have a lot of these drivers that, you know, are obscure, and they keep giving them the top shelf. But they always have that one driver that somebody who is a whale would have from a pack that was 3 months ago, 4 months ago. You know, so like in these situations where, you know, people have been ranting and raving about, you know, Penguin Todd, about Fire Rosalina, about Pauline Rose, I've always had either DK Jr. or I've had, you know, Builder Toad, or at Donkey Kong SNES. I've had somebody that I've had at like level 4, 5, 6. That, you know, even if I had one of these drivers, I wouldn't put tickets to catch it up. I think Gold Shy Guy was another one. So anyway, my point is that they do let the whales. They give them one driver that if they were getting all the packs and pulling on all those special pipes, that they wouldn't be. They don't want to anger and wake up the sleeping dragon, which are the whales, and get them upset. So they always give them at least one driver. So in my case, and I want to be able to disclose this, because there's some people that are like, how do you not have, you know, Black Birdo as a top 10 driver? It's like, you know, most of us whales we don't have to worry about that. They always give us at least one driver that we don't have to worry about, and that's been the case, thankfully. So I to be honest with you, I've never had a situation where I've had no top shelf driver for ranked, and from that perspective, I don't need these two ladies. They look very beautiful. I want to give them a lot of respect, but I'm not pulling on this pipe. For a 50 pipe, my prediction, there's no spotlights, but my prediction, It's 4 high ends. I'm thinking it's a 2-2-0. So 2 drivers at random, 2 carts at random. I think just coming off of, it was really, really weird to have that gold pipe. But we know gold pipes. Gold pipes are always just a little bit more spectacular. And you know, we're smack dab in the middle of a summer celebration. We had a spotlight. It was a glider. I don't know. Like that is. I feel like that is an anomaly. That is an outlier. I feel like we just have to scrap that data and go back to some kind of new normal. And that's I think, in my opinion, 4 high ends and a 50 pipe. We kind of had something similar the last couple tours. If you kind of throw that one pipe away. So my prediction: 4 high ends, 2 drivers, 2 carts. So Tabor, I think you have a slight difference of opinion. Go ahead.
I do. So first I want to preface it that there is some intrigue on this pipe, like you said. Mostly those 2 ladies, Pauline Rose and Fire Rosalina. I think we had mentioned this on our first episode of Kart Talk. We talked about which one was the most rare driver, and other than a few supers that we mentioned, Fire Rosalina was the #1 rarest driver, because she's only been available in 1 pipe during when she was released, and that's it. She hasn't been available anywhere else. So we now have a second opportunity to get her, and I know a lot of people are excited about that. Pauline Rose also has an argument. Get this, I saw this stat yesterday. She has been in the game in 14 tours. She's been involved in the game the last 14 tours. In the last 14 tours, she has been used in ranked at least once every single tour. She's been in ranked mode at least once every tour for the last 28 weeks. Pretty impressive. That's over 6 months, 6.5 months. So she is sneaky good. There's a lot of data to back that up. That if you have her and have a high level, you're regularly using her. If you don't have other things to take her place. Now, if you're in other people's situation, you might have these other drivers or these other higher leveled items that you can use in place of her. But if you're, kind of bare bones or just kind of the average driver and you happen to have her, she's really bailing you out in a lot of things. On the carts, they're all trash. I think the highest valued cart that I have of that group is the 8-bit pipe frame, and it's like 60th place. It's just all the rest are lower than that. So, I mean, there's not a lot of intrigue in terms of that. I am going to go ahead and go out on a limb. I know it's Red Hot Pipe. It's using the pun because they're all red characters. But I'm going to say, if this is truly a Red Hot Pipe, it's going to be, they want you to spend rubies on it. So I'm going to go ahead and say that this is going to be a 330 pipe. I might have to eat those words, and that's fine. No one will forget. No one will remember this. But I'm going to go ahead and say that it's a 330 pipe, and mostly because they're giving you 10 options, and if you drain a pipe, you only get 4 items out of these 10 options. It just seems something's a little off. So I'm going to go ahead and say it's a 330. Should you pull? No. Still don't. Even if it's a 550, I wouldn't pull on
550, you wouldn't pull?
I might do 1 YOLO 10 pull, but that'd be it. It would just be, I mean, even if you pull and you get something, you're like, whoop-de-doo, what did I get? Trash. I got trash. I got nothing.
Well, I mean, usually they throw in some kind of coin box driver, or throw in something to get you just kind of excited. I mean, to be honest with you, I could have done like a nice, had a Hall of Daisy in there or somebody in there, just like that would have made me a little think, like, just for 2 seconds. But I looked at this picture, I'm like, wow, that looks so terrible.
Hall of Daisy would have been tempting for you?
For me, yeah, man. You have to realize I started late, so I was able to get her in a pack, I think, in December. But and I've used a couple tickets on her. I think there was 1 or 2 tracks where she was my best option. But yeah, man, like a Lucky 7 driver, or put something in there other than the skills that are subpar. Yeah, I mean, I would think twice about it. And Waluigi bus driver, really? Like, how? Now maybe you have this fact. How many times has Waluigi bus driver been in a pipe? Is it over under 10? That's my guess. Maybe you can look that up as I go into the packs, because I know you don't get too excited about the packs, so I'll take this. So you see on the left, we have the week 1 packs. Both of these, in my opinion, easy duds. I think that the Dixie Kong one is kind of interesting, but not that interesting. As for week 2, we have the snow crystals. I was torn here, so I decided to go smack dab in the middle and just say average. There are some people that really, really like this glider. I've had it at level 3, and not once have I been in a situation where I even thought about putting tickets on it, because I already had something at level 6 or above. Usually when it's like, even if I have something at like level 5 and I have something else at level like 3, I even wonder like, hey, if I put 5 tickets, would this be the better option for my, like, if it gives me X number of tracks somewhere else. Never been in a situation. I forget it exists almost every single day of my life, but there are some fans out there, so I'm going to just be completely political here and not piss off either parties, and I will just say this is completely average. I've never had a word having 2 colors, but I'm just staying away from all people with opinions on this. I am just walking away. As for the other pack, we have the Black Yoshi, Wild Black, and this is a stud pack. I mean, if you don't have these items, it would be nice for you to be able to take them up. Both have great coverage, as you probably know. I will say, in the way of packs, thinking about what pipes we have, I don't like any of them. And these packs, I'm not going to get the Ice Mario, and I already have Black Yoshi and Wild Black at level 7. So I'm literally going to only get half of the packs here, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I think that's actually exciting for me. I don't know what my personal spending habits will look like in the future, but for me, I'm happy to just take half these packs, especially after last tour and how many packs we had, and decent packs where I didn't have stuff at level 7. This is going to be a saving tour in many different ways. So that kind of covers the 2 packs. Anything you want to talk about on the packs before we get to the special offer and premium challenge?
Nothing. Yeah, no, not really. In the last couple tours, we've always had this one pack that was just out of place, and then we speculated and theorized. But I don't really see anything here. I guess if something's out of place, it might be Dixie Kong, because she's really like a Frost or a Winter character. I don't know. I'm happy for KG because they actually threw some love on a Kong here, so that's nice. To answer your question, what did you say the over-under was?
I was over-under 10 pipes for Waluigi Bus Driver. You're close.
It was 11.
Wow. Wow, that's nuts. Man, that's crazy. As for the special offer, premium challenge, high-end, the special offer, we now have this Ice Dozer, a 4th Dozer. We have the Dozer Dasher. We have the Black Dozer, which you're very, very familiar with. You have the Pink Dozer with the Jump Boost Plus. And now Ice Dozer with Mini Turbo Plus, which is a very, very popular skill. I'd highly recommend getting this. And for me, as I mentioned, I like putting tickets on these special offers because I know it's not going to bite me in the butt, as it's probably likely that it's not going to enter a 100 pipe as a premium item, etc. So I love the look of it. It looks sweet. It's kind of got that really cool, almost see-through, but like a little pink. It's just so cool. I really like it. And I think, Tabor, you've done some research on some of the special offers. In fact, I think that's a question from our new super stud, Big Smith. He asks a little bit about the commemorative pipes. His question was a little bit about what's kind of that ranking, but I'm kind of curious, as that question came up, how many commemorative items have we had this year versus last year? And thinking about it in the lens that maybe the free-to-play or Gold Pass only, this is going to keep the game going, is for those whales buying these items. So from that perspective, tell us a little bit about commemorative items here.
Yeah, so it looks like this is kind of the new norm. I'm not sure what I think about this because I usually bite the bullet and purchase these $4 items or whatever the cost would be. But I mean, this is multiple tours in a row that we've had some sort of commemorative item. We had the cleanup hitter, and then we had the dark hop rod most recently, and now we have ice dozer. So I mean, these are just starting to become. I don't know if this is just a regular thing that if they're making money off of it. I mean, why not? Instead of throwing it into pipe one, they're taking it out and putting it as a $4 pack, and you know they're getting money from that. Anyway, so I was kind of looking at the history of pretty much anything that's been offered in a pack under $10 for a while. The very first one that came out was actually the New Year's 2020 glider. This came out really early in the game during the holiday tour, and it was a $2 item, and that was kind of like a nice $1.99 actually. That was kind of a nice change, and a lot of people got that. There wasn't much value in it behind it, at the time, but a lot of people want to get that. And then the Peach Tour came, and then Happy Ride showed up, and that one, as we know, we're very familiar with. It just not only was available as a $4 item, but it then shot up in value, and it was used a lot during that current tour as well as after that. And then we've had the Sunset Tour. We've had a couple of the super carts were released, the green standard 8, the red standard 8. Those were $7 items, $6.99. We had the Penguin Slider and the Penguin Wingtip that were released during the Berlin Tour. Those were also $7 items. That was the only time you could get that until this tour when they were in Type 1. Crimson Hop Rod, Cleanup Hitter, Dark Hop Rod, Ice Dozer. These are all some other ones that showed up for $4, as well as the New Year's 2021 was a $2 item, and the Glinting Glider was a $4 item. Of those, I only have, and I track to see which rankings they're currently at on my list. I only have 3 of those that I've just mentioned that are in the top 25 of their category, so not very many. Happy Ride isn't ranked 7th. Crimson Hop Rod is ranked 22nd. And the Super Mario Kart Glider, which I think I failed to mention before, was also a $4 item. That one's ranked 18th, I believe. So, I mean, I know last time we talked about this, it was like a 50-50 shot of being valuable. Well, looking a little bit further into all these other ones, it's probably more of like a 20% shot of being valuable. So, I mean, you don't have much to lose. It's only $3.99. So if you have the funds, instead of buying... And I would recommend, I mean, this is my call, but if you, instead of buying that premium challenge card, I would use that money to buy the Ice Dozer, because I think that you have a better shot of that becoming something than the Comet Tail ever helping you.
Yeah, I think if that's the debate you're going with, I would go with the new cart. It's much more likely to be buffed in the near future. However, the Comet Tail, from a hitbox perspective, it's a very, very wide, a great cart for getting those free coins on the track. I think you also might have had a number of commemorative items this year in 2021 versus 2020.
Yeah, sorry, I think I missed that. So if you only look at the high ends, we had 3 carts in 2020, and we've already had 3 carts in 2021, and we're only in August. So in terms of, rate, we're ahead of the game there. For gliders, we had 2 carts in 2020, and we've already at 2
gliders.
Sorry, we're on two gliders for 2020, and we're already on the 2nd glider. Glinting Glider was the 2nd in 2021, so we're ahead of the pace in both categories. So they are.
Oh no, Tabor! I hope we didn't lose you, bud. Oh no.
Asked about, we had discussed her on set, and yeah.
Hey, sorry, you dropped out for a second there. You're back though.
All right, can you hear me okay?
All right, guys, we're back. I apologize, some technical difficulties. Moving forward, I would just kind of put the icing on the cake there. No pun intended. I would go with the Ice Dozer over the Premium Challenge high-end. Now, you'll notice oftentimes we'll put the tier shop item on here because that's a decision you're having to make, but there is no high-end tier shop kart or glider, but Tabor, you think there might be one next week. You might want to save 10,000 coins. What's your prediction?
Yeah, so, I usually look at all the top shelf items for week 1 and week 2, and, we don't have any high ends in the tier shop this week. If you look ahead to week 2, if it is indeed the Toadette Cup, I was looking at all of the possible high-end options that you have for all 3 of those courses in the Toadette Cup, and there is not a single super or normal to be seen on the glider section. So that makes me think that they're going to release at least one high-end glider in the tier shop. We don't know what that is, whether it's a permanent high-end in the pipe or whether it's something new. We don't know, but there might be more than that. Don't get me wrong. There might also be a kart or maybe a driver or only one. Who knows? But I do know that there is some super options as a high end in week 2. There are also some super options for drivers. There's also a super option for karts. So I could easily see them taking those and plugging those in to the tier shop. But for gliders, they don't have that option. So I think we're going to have a high end glider at the very least in the tier shop.
Good to know. All right, guys. We now get into everyone's favorite time. This is who got buffed, and I think Tabor, you're going to talk a little bit about the drivers.
Yeah, so as you can see right off the bat, we've got Peach Happy, who was our new driver last tour. She's coming in strong here, and she got 5 buffs. That's not necessarily rare. That's a big number for sure, absolutely. But for someone who didn't have a lot of value going into the very debut tour, it's nice to see some things added to it. The interesting thing is that I don't think there was any Vanilla Lakes added to her at all. No RMX Vanilla Lakes. We've got some Mario Circuits. We've got some Ghost Valleys, which we hadn't seen Ghost Valley in a long time, so it's nice to see that back again. DK Pass, which was another one that we had seen in a while, and Toad Circuit. So we have some good value they're added in. We've got some R's and some regulars and some RTs, so a nice little variety. Daisy Swimwear was next with 3 buffs. Again, no Vanilla Lakes added to her either, but she got 3 added to it. We had 4 drivers that got 2 buffs: Luigi Painter, Mario Baseball, Mario Tuxedo, which Studfit I know you're excited about, and Blue Koopa Freerunning, another super that was able to get 2 more, takes it to 10. So these are fairly newer drivers here on that 5, 3, and 2, which makes sense. Those should be at the top. Those should get the most attention, I think, in terms of added value. None of those have broken 20 yet, but honestly, they're so new that it'd be surprising if they did. Down here on the bottom is a different story. We have, I think, 19 different drivers that got 1 buff. They really spread it out, including 2 supers, as you can see down on the bottom. Baby Mario Koala got 1. Birdo Black, which actually took her to a total of 28 top shelf courses. That is now the most of any driver in the game. So with 28, that's a pretty big deal.
But 7 cities. Let's not forget those. Yeah,
absolutely, 7 cities. But in terms of the total amounts a high end can be, this broke the mold, and we're now pushing the limits, and it just begs the question: which driver, kart, or glider is actually going to get to 30 first? Whether it's going to happen soon or whether it's going to happen later, who knows? 30 is just it seems like a big number. Just kind of run through these real quick. Go for that. Cat Peach, Cat Toad, both of them are continuing to see attention. It's pretty impressive. They've been in the game for a while and keep getting more. Daisy Mikata, Dixie Kong, Ice Mario, King Bomb Gold got 1, which is always nice to see. Luigi Lederhosen, Mario SNES, Pauline Rose, Peach Explorer, Penguin Toad, Shy Guy Ninja, which isn't exciting for those Boomerang and Boombox people who love that out there. Toadette Explorer, White Yoshi, and then I was really surprised to see both of these down here at the bottom. I thought that they were done because they had gotten buffed so much, but Green Shy Guy got 1 and Blue Yoshi got 1. Blue Yoshi is, I believe, the most valuable super driver in the game, but Green Shy Guy now has the most courses of any super driver. It's up to 17. I mean, 17 is pretty respectable for a newer or for a more recent high end, and this is now a super. So, you know, if there's value out there, who knows? But in terms of coverage, it's really starting to become, you know, a more recognizable super driver.
Yeah, I think of Shy Guy Kart. He's got 2 Shy Guys that are just balling out. As you can see, there the numbers in the top left corner. This is where they rank on the top 10. So a little spoiler alert: Shy Guy Ninja takes that number 1 spot from King Bob on Gold, which we'll get to here in a couple minutes. I looked at Peach Happy. She started out really hot. Last tour, she took over some of the cheap island tracks that didn't have any coin box driver, and that's always what you're looking for when you see Lucky 7, you see Boomerang skill. Any skill just below coin box, you don't want any coin box overlap, and that's really a key factor. So Peach Happy came out the gate hot. I will say though, with her buffs, although she got 5, I was kind of looking at them one by one. The Toad Circuit RT, you have Gold Cooper free running that you have available at level 3, which almost everyone has at level 3. You also have, I believe it's Daisy, your girl, Daisy Holiday Cheer. DK Pass, though, this is the one that helps her the most, and you'll see it next week in Ranked. Dry Bowser was the best driver there, but everything else has coin boxes. So Ghost Valley 1R has now Gold Bob-omb. Now, and then Mario Circuit 1 has Mario Hakama and Nabbit. And then Mario Circuit 1R has Tuxedo and Mario Hakama. So just kind of pointing that out. She has 5, but I wanted to kind of take a little deeper look. Really the only one that you're glad to see is DK Pass RT. So you'll see it next week in Ranked, and so you'll be able to enjoy that. But just know for keeping this in the back of your mind, she's still got great coverage from what she got last tour, but this tour didn't really help her that much. And I will say Mario Tuxedo, I couldn't move on past this slide without bringing him up. It's nice to see him at 15. He's still got over a month, including 3 different tour updates, to be able to move into the top 10 for me to win my bet. But and definitely check out Frenzy Fans if you haven't already. Another channel that we have this bet with. Nice to see Luigi Painter get up a little bit as well. He's got a nice little fun track for Ranked next week. I took him to level 6 because of it. It's a nice track. It's fun. Pretty crazy stuff going on that track. But overall, I think there's a lot of drivers getting buffed, and in a non-city track or non-city tour, you're really excited to see that. So just some fun stuff. I will say for Mario Tuxedo though, both of those tracks you got, Mario Hakama is on those. So maybe not the most useful buffs, but buffs nonetheless. Anyone who got buffed this tour really saw a bigger boost than they would have at the last couple tours, just due to the cities. So fun little fact there. As for going into the carts, we have a good number of, in fact, 7 different carts that got 2 different buffs. Black Turbo Birdo, which is a personal favorite of mine, took it to level 7, double uncapped for Ninja Hideaway RT. Now up to 23 non-city tracks, 3 cities. I don't even know how I have the carts, but I think that Black Turbo Birdo and the regular Black Birdo are kind of like the Black Yoshi of 2021, and that the coverage is there, the rarity is there, and it's just the coverage just is coming in. It totally shocked me. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna probably have a lack of cart here, but it just keeps being in Ranked. It's a phenomenal cart, number 2. And then I think, let me make sure I get this right, because we had a question of what's your Wade, and we might ask this question again in the podcast, but what's your favorite driver, kart, glider in the game? Skill, taking into consideration skill and not. I think if I had to put a title on my favorite looking kart in the game, Dark Hot Rod. I love this. I haven't doubled down on anything since Gold Bob-omb, which I was 100% right on. This Dark Hot Rod I've doubled down on, as you know from the last rundown, but I truly believe in this card, and if it doesn't succeed, you have me to blame. I love it. The Grand Bandwagon, it's up to 17 non-city tracks, 2 city tracks. I was really expecting it to have gone up more, but it hasn't. Now, it's interesting with saying that next to this Penguin slider that's been around for 7 months, as you mentioned, Tabor. It only has 16 tracks, so non-city tracks with 4 cities. So that has 20 tracks. The Grand Bandwagon has 19. It's been out for half the time. So maybe I shouldn't be complaining, but I just really like this bandwagon, the Grand Bandwagon, the way it looks, and so it's surprising to see. It's been a slow trickle. Hopefully, we have seen slow trickles slowly move to the top, like Shy Guy Ninja. So I hope that's the case with Grand Bandwagon, but I'm not getting my hopes up. Pinch hitter, up to 10 non-city, 6 city tracks. Unfortunately, it's got the most city tracks between the 2 hitter carts. And then you see here, yep, it's spoiled already. The Romby Runner, #1 cart in the game, up to 21 non-city tracks. Only 1 city. That's beautiful. There's a huge fan base that is so excited. I think of Kevin Garrett. I think of Marco, who does the presentation. Anke. She's really everyone who is a Kong believer. You now can celebrate. You can do just a little dance and put a little pep in your step, because that's exciting to see. We'll get a little bit more into that. And then Sunny Surf Sailor, up to 12 non-city tracks, 3 city tracks. And then a number of carts got 1 buff, and I'll try to go through this a little quicker. I will say this Cact Ice, up to number 11 on our list, 16 non-city tracks, 3 cities. As I mentioned about on the other side with the pinch hitter, this cleanup hitter, 9 non-city tracks, 3 cities. So it's lower in both non-city and city tracks, but you can see it as a positive or a negative from that perspective. Inferno Flyer, 17 non-city tracks, 3 city. Came out at the same time as the Romby Runner, but did not get those quite as much love. Iron Cucumber, the official city carts, it seems, up to 13 non-city tracks and 8 city tracks. This Lime T-Coupe, 12 non-city, 6 city tracks there. Painster, love this cart, great hitbox there, but it hasn't officially broke any type of top 10, top 15. It is has 14 non-city tracks, 5 city tracks. Purple Bunny, another awesome cart that got buffed. 20 non-city tracks, 4 city tracks. I love this cart. Phenomenal card. I'm looking forward to them bringing it back. That's one thing, is that some of these top 10 carts are paywalled, or very, very small odds, kind of similar to the drivers, but it's kind of replicating it. The fact that they gave us Black Rate Sale in the 100 pipe, it blows my mind. If they did that with a Purple Bunny, it would be a game changer. So interesting. We'll see what happens in the near future. I think they're building up the value before they release it, maybe in a anniversary pipe. Then we have the Ribbon Runner, Ribbon, it's very small, Ribbon Rider, 12 non-city, 6 cities. We have the Rose Taxi at 18 non-city tracks, 4 cities. And then Sakura Quick Shot, wow, 20 non-city tracks, 3 cities. It is the number 10 cart on our list. That is, it's one of those pipes. It's been back now. It's been in a pipe twice. I've skipped it both times, but it's got some nice value here. We'll see what happens in the near future. And then the White Turbo Yoshi, famous for that special pipe. 17 on city tracks, 4 city tracks. Tabor, what do you think about these carts that just got buffed?
Honestly, the things that I like the most is seeing whenever I go through this list and decide and figure out what's improving and what's not. I really like to see which one is the oldest, which one's been in the game the longest, which one are they deciding to actually give attention to after ignoring for so long. Back on the drivers, which I didn't mention before, it was Ice Mario. Ice Mario has been in the game for a long time compared to everything else. Now, again, it fits the theme, so it makes sense. It's got the Frost Tour and everything. In this list, the one that's the longest, do you have any clue which one's been in the game the longest?
I wonder if I'm thinking about something that was released before I started playing the game. My guess would be this Ribbon Runner.
Yeah, the Ribbon Rider is the one that's been the longest. Yeah, but ultimately, we kind of knew all the Penguins were going to get some sort of buff because it's got Penguin Mario and everything. The pleasant surprises in here were probably the Sunny Surf Sailor. I didn't see it getting a buff. I know it's a relatively new one, but during Frost Tour, I didn't know if they would give it attention that it did. But I'm really impressed with Purple Bunny. I think that's really making a move. Sakura Quickshaw is really making a move, and the Cactice, like you mentioned. I think a lot of those are really gaining value.
Awesome. Tell us a little bit about the gliders that got buffed.
Yeah, so on gliders we have the newer glider from last tour, Springtime Crane. That one got 4 buffs, which is exciting to see. It's really adding value. Now again, it's got 4 cities from before, but we don't have any city tracks this tour, so any buff that you see is obviously a non-city course, which is going to do nothing but help its value. So it got 4 really good ones added to it. It was one of the ones that we weren't sure about because it was about, when it debuted, it was about 50-50 in terms of city and non-city, and now it's at 9 and 4, so it's about 66 and 33 or whatever. The 3 were both of the home field gliders, both the gold and the regular, as well as the polka dot manta glider, all got 3, which is exciting to see. Again, they are ones that have a lot of cities added to it, but again, it's getting some more value going as well. 2 buffs were the Black Tobing balloons, which has been a mover as of late. It was a good conversation piece that we had most recently. We'll get into that a little bit later, but that one got 2 buffs. The Glinting Glider, one of the commemoratives that we mentioned, also got 2 buffs. Penguin Wingtip, which is one of the ones that we haven't seen in a while and is now finally available in a pipe, got 2 buffs as well. Starry Great Sail, which I know you're a fan of, right, Studfit?
Yeah. I mean, I like it. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's I wonder though if like the great sails are going to be kind of like the dozers, and that you have so many of them and they're all awesome. So yeah, that's in my mind kind of the Starry Great Sail is almost like the ice dozer of the gliders family.
Makes sense, yeah. Sunny Surf Master and the Yukata Ribbon got 2 as well. So again, we have not honestly very many gliders got buffed. As you can see, the lists aren't as big as what we had in drivers or carts. And then down below on the ones, we have a good quality 8-bit Bullet Bill getting one buff. As you can see, it's continuing its streak with 0 cities on it, so that's always impressive whenever you see that. The Black Great Sail got 1, which is continuing to push the limits there, so it's nice to see a really quality glider continuing to get added value to it. Blizzard Parasol got 1, Bright Balloons, Butterfly Wings, Flying Easel, Manta Glider, and Surfmaster. So again, mostly newer ones. Can you spy the oldest one of the list here, Studfit?
Oldest in list. I'm not sure when. I guess it would be the Butterfly Wings.
Older than that.
Manta Glider.
Nope.
I don't know this Yukata ribbon. That's the new one, right?
That's the new one.
Oh, Blizzard Parasol. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, that one was way back. I believe it was introduced during, don't quote me on this, but I think it came out during the Ice Tour. But one of the really, really older ones. But yeah, this one got some love. Its counterpart, Blizzard Balloons, is in a pack, I believe. And then the Blizzard... oh, no, I'm sorry. This one's in a pack.
This one's
in a pack.
Yeah.
And then Blizzard Balloons is our Gold Pass gift.
Yes.
As well. So both of those are getting a little bit of love in their own different, unique ways. But yeah, some good buffs here. It's nothing really crazy in terms of total. We do have the Black Great Sail up to 26 now, which again is starting to catch up with things of like Dragon Wings and Dry Bowser Umbrella and things like that. So we'll just have to see where the limit is there on that.
Good. As we are just now breaking 1 hour, we'll kind of get through this relatively quickly, but algorithm, we made a big change here to the Hitbox last tour. So just to visualize how we decided to do this, we had some huge help from ER Curtis. He's the one that helped me originally with the Hitbox video that we did. We've made a minor tweak. We were thinking to ourselves, how do we... I think even Antelab had some in-depth conversations as well. But how do we get the shape of this cart? How do we try to translate the way that it is able to attract coins into some type of number or mathematical equation? And Tabor, how do we get to this?
So, whether you want to admit it or not, because I know there's some haters out there, but Coinbox is king. Coinbox is just, it's what gives you the points. It's what gives you the logo. Look at the first time you mentioned his shirt. That's impressive, actually.
I made it through the first hour. Tabor, can you believe it?
I know. I'm proud of you. So what we decided, and this honestly was not me. I just looked at it after they were done with it. I was like, this is perfect. This is a great idea. I think this is great. We first talked about, measuring the length and width, and then coming up with just the total area that the cart covers of the course, and that's what I used first. So that's actually what I used in the rankings a tour ago. And then since then, they came up with this, what they call the length line of impact. Whenever you have a coin box, or whenever there's a lot of coins on the course that you're trying to gobble up, most of the time you don't go at it straight ahead. You can if you have a nice big long straightaway, but that's not very common in the game. So a lot of times you're drifting, and when you're drifting you're at an angle. So we have this length line of impact, which allows you to have the biggest line possible to be able to gather all these regular coins and red coins and things like that. And so there's some geometry that goes along with this to figure out what that length line of impact is. But all you need to know is the cart length and the cart width, and do a little bit of trigonometry, and you've got it. So that's what we did. ER Curtis is amazing. He measured every single cart in terms of length and width, and then we used this little tiny formula to be able to come up with a length line of impact, and then we ranked the carts according to that line. And so what I originally did was the area, and I decided to scrap that and redo it for this length line of impact, ranked those, added that as a hitbox category. Before we go into the rankings, I just want to continue to reiterate that this is not a city tour, and 3 out of the last 4 tours leading up to now have been a city tour. And whether you know it or not, I count city tours or I count city courses and non-city courses differently. So we just had a plethora of city courses, which is going to, I don't want to say skew, but it's going to affect the rankings. Any item that has city tracks, especially a lot of city tracks, are going to benefit whenever there's a city tour. Now that we're off of the city tour, we've fallen off of that. The way I have my algorithm set up is that it's going to count the most recent courses, the most recent tours the most. So we actually had, since we had 3 out of the last 4 as a city tour, we had city tracks counting for 5% of all the tracks, which is pretty big considering we haven't had many city tracks before. Now that we're out of the city track, that 5% went down to 0.5%. So it's not as beneficial to have city courses anymore since we're not in a city tour. So that's why a big reason when we show these next few slides why there's such a major shakeup happening, because we were going city, 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 no city, and now all of a sudden things are kind of normalizing a little bit. Also, this hitbox was a big reason why the carts are going to change, and you're going to see that here soon.
By the way, if you are ever going off of a ramp and you think that the coins are close enough together, always go at an angle. I will guarantee you will have better odds of getting 2 or 3 coins versus going at it straight. I can guarantee you will understand this hitbox angle when you do things that way. All right, as we already alluded to, Shy Guy Ninja, our #1 driver in the game as of right now. I remember saying, I think it was 2 or 3 tours ago, I said Shy Guy Ninja is probably the only one on this list that I could see overtaking King Bob. And he did it. He did it. He finally did it. It's been a long, slow, gradual lift all the way up to this #1 spot. And I think when we first saw Boomerang Driver, we got really excited. And then his courses right away weren't that great, and then he didn't really get a lot of buffs. And then I would say for the last like 3 or 4 tours, he has gotten all the right buffs, all the right times. He's been in ranked. It's been so fun. He is a blast to play with, and I am so excited to have him as our #1 driver in the game, up 2 spots. No surprise there. King Bob Gold, I mean, he's still got a buff. He's still a solid driver, but he did fall 1 spot. You know, I could see these two even kind of going at it, to be honest with you, the rest of the year. Yeah, back and forth. But right now, Shy Guy Ninja is #1. He might be #1 for a few tours in a row before they start to battle it out. But he's such a fun driver. So glad. I think when we opened up the app and we saw this Vanilla Lake again, when we kind of go back to our original thought process about expectations, this track is, man, it's fine. None of us are getting too excited about the original Vanilla Lake. It's a lot of people's least favorite, only behind Donut Plains. But so when we heard a remix, we were like, okay, whatever. Then we saw Shy Guy Ninja, and we were like, man, yes, thank you God. And it's been a phenomenal, fun one to use. Nabbit also down 1. Sorry, I'm just so excited to see a Boomerang driver as #1. I hope they give us more. That and also Giant Banana, of course. Dry Bones Gold still hanging in there, #4 on our list. Pink Gold Peach at #5. We do have Peach Explorer jumping up 5 spots to #6 on our list. Great for her. She is the leading candidate for the course value, CCV and WCV, which is the course coverage value. That's my personal favorite category. That is the coverage that shares the least number, just sheer quantity, least number of top shelf drivers on those courses. So as an average, so that I love that category. She's the leader of that, as well as also just the regular WCR, WRC. It's just the regular weightage of that coverage. So good for her. #6 on our list. Tabor, you have some opinions on her, which I'll get to here in a second. She might have a cap there. Mario Halloween went up 1 spot. I hear people saying, why is he on the list? I wonder that myself. But he's nice. Obviously got a nice skill. After coming out of that special pipe, I'm glad to see him climbing just a little bit. But the biggest jump of all has been Penguin Toad. He is up 11 spots to #8. What a crazy jump that is for someone. To be honest with you, Tabor, I don't have him. Actually, well, I have him now, but I haven't used him. I think his base points are still 250. What skill is he again? Can you remind me?
Dash ring.
Dash ring. That's right. Man. Okay. Dash ring's fun to use. Good to know. I literally, like I said, I don't use him ever. But again, he is kind of new to my inventory. So up 11 spots though to #8. Peach Wedding, a former #1, down 2 spots. In fact, she's joined by a couple other very notable top 10 drivers that all had to make way for these new top 10 items. You see, between Penguin Toad and Peach Explorer and now White Yoshi at #10, up 7 spots there. Unfortunately, by all these new people in the top 10, some people had to drop out. So Rosalina Swimwear, Black Yoshi, Lakitu Party Time, poor Lakitu Party Time. He hasn't seen any love. They all fall out of the top 10. Rosalina Swimwear at 11. Luigi Painter did rise. He is #12. Black Yoshi at 13. Lakitu Party Time at 14. And then Mario Tuxedo, #15 right now. Soon to be top 10 in the very, very near future. Tabor, first start with Peach Explorer. What are your thoughts on her, and then go into the rest of the top 10?
So Peach Explorer is an interesting situation, and it's made me kind of look at this a little bit differently. But she, as Studfit said, she's a #1 driver in 2 of the 5 categories that I rank these drivers on. So she's already cream of the crop. She's already got all the points that she can get in 2 of these categories and is beating everybody else. What is really holding her back is her skill. And I know we can't change that, unlike some of these other things that could possibly be changed. But her skill kind of puts a limit in terms of how high she can actually climb. We decided that we felt like skill was still very important in a driver. You know, if you've got a couple different drivers that are the same level, which one are you going to choose? You're going to choose the skill that gives you the most bang for your buck. And so with Peach Explorer having bomb-on cannon, it just doesn't hold as much of weight as a coin box or a Lucky 7 or a boomerang or even a dash ring. So it's just, you know, I don't really see her rising up. I'm glad to see her break into the top 10. I feel like we talked about it at length last tour, and it was very deserving. But I'm not sure how much higher she can actually go since she's already almost maxed out everywhere else. So we might continue to see her in the top 10, but I'm not sure whether she'll jump much higher than maybe 5th or 6th. The other ones are just some really interesting ones. Again, Penguin Toad I've had since he came out. I was able to pull on that pipe and get him, and I think I have him up to level 5, so it's interesting that I have a character that's higher than Studfits. What? Anyway, that's my claim to fame right now. But Shy Guy Ninja is very deserving. He's been used in ranked a lot, so and he's been buffed also, so that's a big reason for his climb. King Bomb Gold got a buff, but we actually haven't seen him in ranked for a couple of tours. 2 or 3 maybe. So it's interesting enough how this stuff works. But again, some major shakeups. Penguin Toad really jumped onto the scene, jumped from 19 to 8th. But again, it's kind of a Penguin tour, so we'll see what happens when these. And he's not a new one, so I don't know how much more buffs he's going to get in future tours. But we'll just have to see what happens in the next few tours.
He's newish, so we'll give him some credit there. As for the karts, as I alluded to earlier, Romby Runner up 10 spots to number 1. That's a crazy jump. We normally see what we saw with Shy Guy Ninja, which is kind of a slow, gradual ascension. I think outside of maybe King Bob-omb Gold, we really haven't seen someone jump that high right up to the top. But there it is, number 1. A lot of Kong fans happy to see that. Black Turbo Birdo as one of my personal favorite, up 2 spots to number 2 on our list. That rank usage, the coverage, it's all maxing out. Even with the hitbox actually hurts its value and its skill because it's Slipstream Plus. Both of those things hurting it, and it's still crushing it at number 2. The buffs are there, the ranked is there, and so you see it there, well deserving. The Black Dozer at number 3, it fell 2 spots to make room for these newer ascending items, and then the Off-Roader down 2 spots, and Crawly Cart down 2 spots to 4 and 5 respectively on our list. Obviously, all these top 5 solid carts, but it is nice to see some new faces. Purple Bunny up 3 spots to number 6. I love the Purple Bunny as well. That and the Black Turbo Birdo have been coming in clutch for ranked this summer for me. Happy Ride, still an awesome cart. Down 2 spots though to number 7. Wild Black holding out at number 8, probably because it was in a pack. Just try not to make it look like it's lost its value. Rose Queen down 2 spots to number 9. And then, as we mentioned, the Sakura Quickshaw up 4 spots to number 10. As we round out the top 15, we have Cact Ice at number 11. A huge hitbox there. Wild Pink, which unfortunately took a wild drop. It was pretty hot there for a while. Now at number 12, Cheap Snorkel. It's kind of been in the top 15 here for a while. Number 13 right now. Jade Hop Rod, right now still leading the Hop Rods. It's kind of jumped in and out of the top 10, but it is number 14 right now. And then the B Dasher Mark II, I think it's benefiting a little bit from the hitbox, but number 15 still pretty solid. Tabor, what do you think about these carts that got buffed?
Again, everybody else, just want to reiterate, not a city tour. We decided to do hitbox differently, so that's a big reason why a lot of these are changing up. Ramby Runner, I know, was a surprise to me as well. I just want to remind also the viewers, whenever I go through the calculations to determine this list, I'm not looking at this list. I look at all these other categories, and I'm redefining and updating all these categories, and then when I'm done, I go to this list and I see what happened. So I'm not affecting anything. I'm not saying I think this one deserves to be here. I'm not being picky choosy. I'm updating according to what the tour says, and then what the results are, the results are. I'm not going to say that's not right. Let's change this. That's not how I do things. So this was a surprise to me when I saw Ramby Runner moving up to the top. Now I do want to let the audience know Ramby Runner and Black Turbo Birdo are actually pretty close. Black Dozer is also not far behind, but those three are kind of cut above everybody else. So it could be that we see these being interchangeable depending on what the use is of all of these. But I mean, Ramby Runner has, when I was looking at the stats, it's got the 3rd best course coverage value. It's got the 4th best weighted course value. So it's top 5 in a couple of these categories, and it's really been used more regularly in ranked. I think it's right around 18 or 19%. So, I mean, it's deserving. And, when I put this list out on Discord and I read some of the comments, people were just like, I knew it. I love Ramby Runner. It's been really helping me. It's really saved me, and I really love using it. So I think the audience and the fan base was there, and they were kind of praying that it would jump into the top 10. Little did we know it was going to jump all the way to number 1.
Yeah, you know what? We can't rule out, though, that there might have been some Russian hackers or something that might have gotten a hold of your algorithm, because this is a fan favorite, and it is no surprise there. I don't have it, and at first I was, to be honest with you, I was a little jealous that it looks so awesome, but I just wasn't going to go into that 100 pipe. And then I think it was just from seeing, how much hype was behind it. I think it was like maybe a tour or two later, I decided, hey, I get it. It's a beautiful, beautiful kart. Fan base is there. I'm rooting for it. And as you know, I've mentioned it's a fan favorite every single video. You guys should all celebrate. This is a wonderful time for your beloved Ramby Runner. I do hope it comes into a pack or pipe in the very near future. I will say, though, just to put this out there, if they are all kind of neck and neck, and we're right now in a frost tour, this might be a peak for Ramby. I don't want it to throw cold water on everyone's parade, but I'm putting it out there, like, to have it go up this much in a frost tour. Now this much I'm kind of surprised about, but to have it go up and have it go up substantially, I'm not totally surprised. But my guess is, maybe Black Dozer will go back to that number 1 spot. I think it would be too optimistic to think the Black Turbo Birdo would go up, but I could see Black Dozer going right back up to where it was, and maybe Crawley Kart going up in the fall as we get Halloween buffs and whatnot. And who knows, maybe this Purple Bunny jumps up there, or the Sakura jumps up. I don't know, but to think that Ramby Runner will stay at number 1, I think that's a little too optimistic. We see it obviously bumped up for a frost tour, and I wonder if that's just about it. As for the gliders, a little bit less eventful, but still pretty eventful. I think from this perspective, Tabor, do you want to take this one?
Yeah, sure. So not much of a change in terms of, well, even though you can't see a change in the first and second spots, Black Great Sail and Dry Bowser Umbrella. So I've got a score that goes with every single one of these items with drivers, karts, and gliders, and then I rank those scores, and then we decide which one has the best score. For a long time, Black Great Sail and Dry Bowser Umbrella were very close, very interchangeable. It could have went back and forth at any given time. Well, the people have spoken, not the people, the game has spoken about Black Great Sail, and right now Black Great Sail is nearly 10 points ahead of Dry Bowser Umbrella. The fact that it got a buff, and the fact that it's using ranked, where Dry Bowser Umbrella didn't get either one this tour, has really set it apart. And actually, Dry Bowser Umbrella and Silver Starshoot are within 1,000th of a point of each other. So those two could easily get switched as well. So Silver Starshoot has got momentum, and it's moving, and it's basically on the heels of our beloved DBU. So we'll just have to see what happens there.
Tabor, I will say just kind of the same sentiment I just had about the Ramby Runner. I also kind of want to put that out for this the Silver Starshoot. I personally love the Silver Starshoot. I have a triple uncapped but my expectations are it is peaking the same way Rombi Runner is, and it might go back down to 4 or 5 in the next coming tour. So to your point, you're kind of saying, hey, maybe these could flip flop. My guess is actually this might be kind of the ceiling for Silver Starship, at least right now, until the winter. And I'm sure maybe things might change in the winter. But both this and also the next one you're going to talk about, the Silver Mantic Ladder, this might be their peak. They might be getting some hot action right now because of this Frost Tour and the tracks that it has that happen to be ice-related tours. Might be seeing some love, but I wouldn't count that as a longevity when it comes to how long it's going to stay on this list.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So Silver Mantic Glider, like you said, has been staying pat on number 4. 8-Bit Fireflower did move down 2 spots, so Silver Star Shoot and it changed places. Sunset Balloons is stayed steady at 6. 8-Bit Bullet Bill did move up 3 spots from 10 to 7. Your beloved Black Tobin Balloons jumped into the top 10, actually jumped quite a bit, from 18 to 8, but it is part cat, so we know these cats can jump all over the place. And that's, again, we had a discussion about Black Tobin Balloons because everybody was all about it. It had a lot of ranked mode use last couple tours. And we're seeing some buffs, and we're seeing some increased usage in the game. Again, these cat items are really not disappointing if you were able to go all in on that cat tour, both Peach and Toad, and now this. Calico,
except for that, the Cat Cruiser. Right. I haven't seen that at all, but yeah.
But Wild Pink was part of that as well, and it was up there too.
That's true.
And then Strawberry Donut moved down 1. Bright Balloons moved up 5, jumped into the top 10. So that's nice to see there. Spider Glider is 11. Starry Great Sail is 12. Dragon Wings 13. Dropped out of the top 10. Calico Parafoil is 14. And Silver Bells is still 15.
Yeah, the Calico, I actually... it's interesting to see it jumped up, and it had its own cult following, and then it fell out, and I kind of feel like the same thing is going to happen with the Black Tobin Balloons. But I do know people might only be watching this video to see what I have to say about the Black Tobin Balloons. But it's a silly looking glider that's a reskin of nearly identically the same looking glider. So I automatically wasn't a big fan of it, but that doesn't matter. I mean, the looks is not something that goes into this algorithm. It's one I don't. Everyone feels like that it's got some kind of like meta level, like game breaking coverage. It's okay. It is number 8. I don't foresee it going up much higher than that, but I could be wrong. I think it'll go back down like the Calico Parafoil already did. That's my personal hypothesis, but who knows? I think we've seen some flipping of the guard, changing of the guard between Ninja, Shy Guy, between now this Rombi Runner. If I had to pick one that would overtake this Black Great Sail, it could be the 8-Bit Bullet Bill. Who knows? I just don't see it being the Black Tobin Balloons, but we'll see. It's certainly a huge jump. I'm giving it some recognition. I'm paying attention to it now. I literally didn't even think about it a day before in my life prior to last tour. But it's there, and I'm keeping an eye on it. I looked at my coverage. It wouldn't help me at all if it was at level 7. Well, I think level 6 it wouldn't help me at all, but level 7 I think would give me like 2 or 3 courses. But anyway, it's there. We'll see what happens. It's one of the newer ones on this list, so could see it spike. We'll have to just wait and see. Tabor, we did a little bit of changing. Huge shout out to Marco. I think he kind of took some of our vision and put it into place. This Top Movers and Shakers was one of our, I think, most complimented new features that we started adding to the rundown. And I know we're already at, an hour and 25 minutes, so I won't go too much into depth on this. But essentially, we just kind of want to give you guys an idea of who moved the most when it came to the impact of the buffs that happen to it. So Peach Happy obviously moved up quite a lot from those 5 buffs that she got. So she's now went from 62 to number 41 on our list. Penguin Toad, as you saw, got a huge buff. He's number 8 now. Luigi Painter, he had a rough start. Very discouraging start, but he, thanks to his buffs as well as also being a part of Ranked, it looks like number 12 on our list. Cat Toad, number 17, up 11 spots. Luigi Lederhosen, up 9 spots to 16. We got White Yoshi, which we've talked about a little bit. He's in the special pipe. The cart that looks exactly like him, that has his face on it, hasn't made quite the jump, but good for him. Those people who went to that special pipe are very, very happy now. Number 10 on our list. Tuxedo Mario, very, very happy about this. We're going to keep seeing him on this list, I'm sure. Number 15 on our list, up 7 spots. Then Mario Baseball, up 7 spots as well, but still not quite as high, but he's still pretty new, so not a problem there. Pauline Rose, obviously in this pipe, number 24 on our list now, up 6 spots. And then Toadette Explorer, up 6 spots to, I think, 28. 28. I'm trying to do the math in my head. It's now 12:30 in the evening or / in the morning. So, in fact, I'm going to just go ahead and let you take the rest of the slide over, Tabor, before I fall asleep.
Exciting tour, I know.
Yes.
Most improved carts, Grand Bandwagon ended up moving the most, went from 50th to 24th spot, so a big change on that. Penguin Slider, which again through the Penguin Tour, aka Frost Tour, moved from 91 to 67 to 24 spots. Sunny Surf Sailor, up 23. Black Penguin Slider was a big jump, basically cut its ranking in half from 40 to 20. Lime Tea Coupe, 20 spots. Dark Hop Rod did move up 17. I think that's one that it will continue to see some increase, but we'll just have to see where it tops out at. Inferno Flyer moved up 12 spots. Ribbon Rider moved up 12 spots, which was a big jump for a very old cart. Still not anything crazy. Ramby Runner was our big one from 11 to 1. And then Pinch Hitter went from 120 to 110. Again, not very many. Up in the drivers, there's a lot of them that made big moves that were already way up there. So those were more impressive. For the carts, there's not a lot going on other than Ramby Runner and possibly Black Penguin Slider. We'll just end Grand Bandwagon too. We'll just have to see what's going on there. Most improved gliders, Penguin Wingtip moved up 27 spots. It's now 39th. Gold Homefield Glider moved up 18 to 58th place. We'll probably continue to see that one improve as well, as along with Springtime Crane moved up 18 spots. Glinting Glider, 13 spots to 38. Polka Dot Manta, 13 spots to 70. Nothing great there. Surf Master moved up 12 to 23. Starting to get, anytime it jumps into the top 20, top 25, we have to give it a little bit of notice to see what's going on there. Snow Crystals moved up to 28th. Black Tobian Balloons moved up 10 spots to 8th place. Starry Great Sail moved up 10 spots to 12th place. Jumped into the top 15 for the first time, I believe. And Blizzard Parasol, that oldie but a goodie, I don't know about the goodie, is now in 54th place, so moved up 9 spots.
Definitely an oldie. For the All Cup ranking, so in the past we just had we just looked at all of the stats in Tabor's list as to what coverage this person is going, or these items are going to have forever. But we decided we had some major support. Apologize, don't have the name on me, but we'll make sure it's in the notes. But thank you to whoever was able to help us get access to the items that included spotlights and also boosted. So as you know, the items that are in these pipes get a little spotlight boost, and then others get boosted based off of the cup that they're in. So this includes, if you're going for All Cup ranking, these are the items that are going to give you the best shot. Obviously, this Ramby Runner, 13 tracks for All Cup ranking. So if you have it, level 7 triple and caps like all the Kong fans do, this is a good tour to try to aim for maybe top 1,000, top 100. Who knows, maybe top 10. It is an awesome card. I even saw Carlos in his All Cup ranking, which we alluded to earlier. take this from level 1 up to level 7 and double uncap it. I think he was wouldn't be afraid to triple. He doesn't, not a big fan of triple uncapping carts, which I think is for the most part true. But this is an awesome cart. He is going for that #1 spot, so wish him the best of luck. Penguin Mario, obviously 12. You may not be using him from all cup ranking, but for what it's worth, he's got 12 tracks there. Cacti Ice and also the new Ice Dozer with 11 tracks. Both of them are beautiful, phenomenal carts. I wouldn't have any fear putting tickets on those. Penguin Luigi and Blizzard Parasol with 9 tracks for this All Cup ranking. For the items that have 8 tracks for All Cup ranking, we're talking about Penguin Todd, this Wario Hiker, the Black Penguin Slider that we've already been talking about a lot, Surfmaster, and then Dragon Wing, surprisingly. And then finally, the items with 7 tracks for All Cup ranking, we have Ice Mario and our beloved #1 Shy Guy Ninja. We have one of my, well, actually my favorite cart, this Dark Hop Rod at 7. We have DK Maximum, Gilded Prancer, Jingle Bells, Cheermellow, arguably the smallest cart. Those are all the carts with 7 tracks, and then Luma Parafoil, Penguin Wingtip, and then the Black Great Sail, our #1 glider in the game, all with 7 tracks. Tabor, tell us a little bit about the multiple used ranked items.
Yeah, so again, another stat we decided to do is just to see which items are used more than once in ranked. Again, we have 6 ranked courses every tour, and so it's always nice whenever you see an item using more than once, because if it's a top item, then it will kind of confirm that this would be a great item to put some tickets on, because not only is it going to help you here, but it's going to help you in this other ranked course. And sometimes they don't even show up as a top shelf if you don't have them within one L3 or L6 as you go. So as you can see on the drivers here, we've got some bigger numbers throughout this entire sheet. Penguin Toad actually is used in half of all the ranked courses this tour, in 3 of them, if you have him at level 6. He's 2 uses in level 1 and 1 use at level 6. So again, a big bonus for Penguin Toad. If you've got him close to level 6, wouldn't hurt to possibly move him up.
You're probably enjoying him right now, aren't you?
Yeah, for sure. I actually have a debate, because I've got Boomerang, I've got Shy Guy Ninja on a course that he's level 5 for me, and then I also have Penguin Toad at a level 5, but he'll be unlocked when I hit level 6. So I'm trying to decide if I want to go all in on Ninja or if I want to go in on Toad. I know the answer that you're going to tell me, and I'm probably going to go that way. But Toad being used 3 times is really tempting, So we'll just have to see. Pauline Road twice, both level 1. Penguin Mario twice, both level 1. Shy Guy Ninja twice, both level 1. White Yoshi twice, both level 1. Ice Mario, Ice Bro, Cat Toad, Birdo Black Yoshi, all used twice, all level 1. So again, you've got some good options, especially some supers in there. You got Ice Bro in there that's on twice. And Mario Halloween, 1 for level 1 and 1 for level 3. For carts, again, Rambi Runner is used in 3 out of the 6, so pretty impressive there, and they're all level 1. So as long as you have it, and it's a good option to boost up right away to help you, especially if you're in all cup ranking. It's a good reason to do that, because we saw that there's 13 different tracks to use it on, 3 of which are ranked. Black Penguin Slider, another one that's got 3. Ice Dozer has 2 and has 3, 2 at level 1 and 1 at level 6. Gilded Prancer has 2 at level 1. Holiday King, Jet Cruiser, Light Blue Turbo Birdo, another super. Cacti Ice, Grand Badwagon, Purple Bunny, Silver Bullet Blaster. All of those are used twice. All of those are level 1. Ribbon Rider, another blast from the past, used twice, once at level 1, once at level 3. Jingle Bells, once at level 1, once at level 6. And Pink Dozer, 1 and 6 as well. Finally, for the gliders, we have Penguin Wingtip. If you've got it at a high level, you can use it in 3 different courses this ranked tour, this ranked mode for the Frost Tour. Black Great Sail is used twice. It's always nice whenever you see benefits of a #1 glider being used multiple times. Blizzard Parasol twice, Luma, Parafoil, Snow Crystals, Bright Balloons, and Gold Home Field Glider all used twice, all level 1. Black Toe Beans is once in level 1, once in level 3, and Solar Star Shoot is actually none in level 1, but twice in level 3, if you've got it that high.
Both of the level 3 unlocked. Interesting. All right, this is the final item of the rundown. I appreciate everyone's patience, and please give us feedback. If you like the way things are presented here, let us know. We've did a little bit of reshifting as to how this looks. I'll cover this week and you cover next week. How about that?
Sounds good.
So Remix Vanilla Lake 1, no unlocked items at level 3 or 6. For Frappe Snowland, we got Mario Halloween level 3, Rosalina Aurora level 3, Yoshi Reindeer level 6. As for the carts, we have the Ice Blue Poltergeist at level 6, Jingle Bells level 6, Red Bee Dasher level 6, and Sushi Racer level 6. Silver Star Shoot level 3, Heart Balloons level 6, Piranha Plant Hanafuda level 6, and then no unlocked items for Remix Choco Island 1RT.
For the Toadette Cup, we've got DK Pass RT. Again, nice to see a DK Pass. It's been a while for that, but we've got a lot of uses here if you have some higher level items. Dry Bowser is a level 3. That might be a lot of people's go-to unless you've got some of the other more obscure high ends at a higher level. But Dry Bowser being around for so long, probably a lot of people have him. Just the game naturally brought him up possibly, and you might have a choice to make whether you want to go with him or go with another one and try to level them up. Mario Stamper level 3 and also Toad Party Pack level 3. For cards, we got Double Decker at level 3, Ribbon Rider at 3, and a nice Super for Day Tripper at level 3 in case you don't have any high-end cards that are high level. Pink Dozer is a level 6, and Sunset Cloud is a level 6. And for gliders, we have Dragon Wings at level 3, Silver Star Shoot at level 3 as well. Both good quality gliders as well. DK Summit R is the second course. Penguin Toad is the only one, and that is a level 6. So again, if you've got some options there. I know that I believe Shy Guy is also an option for Shy Guy Ninja is also an option for DK Summit R, I believe. So again, this is that debate that I'm having to choose whether I want to take Penguin Toad to 6 and also help me in some other courses or just go all in on Shy Guy Ninja. No carts and Black Toe Bean Balloons for level 3 on DK Summit R. And finally, Remix Vanilla Lake 1T. No drivers, no gliders, but we do have Ice Dozer at level 6 in case you get it and decide to just go crazy with tickets.
There you go. One last thing. Black Toe Bean Balloons you see here gets a level 3. Sounds great, right? But also this track also has like I think 6 or 7 gliders, including the Strawberry Donut, which a lot of people have at high levels. And that's a prime example. This is what I see all the time with the Black Toe Bean Balloons, where it does help. You know, it could help some people out, but the whales, the people who have stuff like this Strawberry Donut in this situation, it's not helping out as much as you might think. So again, Black Toe Beans Balloons not helping me out, but it sounds like it's helping a lot of you guys out. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Hope you guys do really well in ranked, as you can see here. Thank you for getting through this hour and 39 minutes here with me. Please like, if you haven't already, please just click that little like button. Please help us out. Get this in front of as many people as possible. If you haven't already subscribed. And then look at memberships. We have a lot of fun with our Members Monday multiplayer. We have Fantasy Football League coming out. We're going to try to get all of our super studs on one podcast if they want to. It might be 2 or 3. Who knows if everyone could jump on. But we would love as many people as possible just to have fun, hang out, talk about this crazy game that we all enjoy. But thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for the support, as we've mentioned before. And Tabor, I'll let you say goodbye, and then I'll wrap up.
Yeah, again, I just want to thank Studfit for the opportunity for this. I think the rundown is a great resource for the community. For those people that don't want to dive deep into the data and let somebody else do it, we've got it for you, and we're always going to be here. So, again, thanks for the view. And, again, please make sure you subscribe and like this video just like Studfit said, the more likes, the more subscribers, the more opportunity for us to be able to get out to the general public and for them to know what's going on here. Because a lot of great content, and we just want to, again, thank you for the continued support. It's been fun.
Yes, thank you, Tabor. Thank you, our super studs. Thank you, Puffton. Congratulations to the Romby Runner fans. You guys deserve this. Congratulations to the Shy Guy Ninja fans. This is your tour. Enjoy it. And until next time, may the frenzy luck be with you. See you guys.